Hi all, it's Maureen here, Stitch Mac, and welcome back to my channel. It's all about cross stitch. That's what you get. Currently I'm on it. It's actually November the 12th. So I'm just doing a little blurb here at the beginning, but then the next clip I filmed, I think it was the end of October, and then I'm just gonna film another wee clip to add on to the end of that. I've kind of missed a week or two somewhere along the line. I had been, obviously, as you've noticed, previous ones, I'd been filming at work in my car, but we've kind of reduced the days we've been at work now. Obviously, working at home. I'm trying to work at home as much as possible. And then when we are at work, we're kind of short staffed, so lunch has been kind of going out the window. So I thought I'd better just do this now, or else it's going to just be weeks before. And I quite like regularly updating this. It's good. Short and sweet. So, where are we at? Obviously, like I said, we're working from home a bit more. Next week, I'm on holiday. Yay! Next week, I would have been going to London. Last weekend would have been the stitching weekend. Next week, would have been going to London. Both of which have, obviously, gone out the window. England, if you're not aware, England has now gone back into lockdown. So everything's shut. In Scotland, we're still working on slightly different levels, and at the moment we're in a kind of, it's not too bad a level. I've been shut at night, can't mix in households. They keep saying we're going to go to a higher level. Just if they could just hold off till my holiday, because I'm hoping next week just to kind of just be able to get into town and do stuff. I mean, it's not too very exciting. I'm going to go away. My sister and me are going to be for a night to a local hotel because we just, it's like it's one night we're going to have away this year. So we're doing that. So other than that, I'm going to hopefully try and get plenty of stitching done. I'm going to paint my daughter's room. There's a wall in her room that needs to be doing. So I'm going to do that. Do a lot of cleaning. You know, exciting stuff like that. Take dog for walks, but not be rushing all the time with stuff. So that's my plan for next week. And then it's just a rundown to Christmas. It's just going to be a bit, no Christmas nights out. No Christmas lunches. Never mind. Well, it's a temporary blip. In another few years, this will all be over. It'll all seem like a bad dream. So it's stitching wise. Yeah, I've got a little bit from the end of October. So this video is actually about the stuff I did in October. And then in a couple of weeks' time, I'll go back and tell you what I did in November. If that makes sense. Okay, folks. Right. I'll now film the next bit and add it on the end. And I'll see you all. Thank you all again. Any new subscribers, thank you very much. It's always nice to see new people. And yeah, just thanks. Okay. See you again in November. Bye-bye. Hi. It's Halloween, 31st of October. And I thought I would show you, I think I spoke about it in one of the other videos. I thought, I'm in the house, I've got time, I'll quickly show you the project bag I make. Now, as you will see, this was made with Coffee Quaker by Heartstring Sampling, which I obviously, as is self-explanatory, changed to Diet Coke Quaker, which I'm really pleased with actually. It was like, I always have kind of Coke. I mean, you see the colours, I think I did quite well with the colours. I got all the kind of colours to match. So I'm really pleased with that. But once I'd finished it, I realised, what am I actually going to do with this? When I'd started the Quaker, once I'd done a bit of it, I was like, wish I'd actually done this over one. If I'd done it over one, then it'd have been quite cute, and I'd probably just framed it and done it as a little picture. But by that time, I was a bit committed, and I was like, okay, we'll just keep going. So I was then kind of like, what am I going to do? And then I was inspired one day. I don't know. I just started looking, and I looked at the size of it, and I was like, I could make a project bag out of that. I had no idea how I was going to make a project bag. Never done one. I thought, I'll give it a try. Now, bear in mind, I do not have a sewing machine. I cannot sew, and I do not have a sewing machine. So this was hand sewn, and it ain't the best in the world, okay? But It's for me. It's for my use. It does what it needs to do. I'm happy with. So essentially, all I did was buy some black. Sorry, I'll just show you. It's like black. Heavy. It's a heavy cotton. I just went into the shop, fabric shop, and said, look, can I get some black, heavy, kind of more heavy duty cotton? And I asked for a metre of it. So yeah, that looks about right. And it was massive. So I actually was able to double it up. So like this layer is, each side is like 2. So essentially what I did was just double it up, cut it up, folded it over. See, so there, just folded over. Whip stitched the sides together and then made a little flap, because originally I was going to have the flap fasten, but it's just those, I bought those little poppers and they just weren't strong enough. So then I thought, oh, maybe I'll Velcro it or I'll get a big button. And then this has all been sewn on, and as you'll see, I never did this, but, and then I got bored sewing it. And I thought, oh, it's fine. It works. It does. It suits me. I've just been like folding it over. Usually there's a Q-snap inside, you just hold it. That's it. And you hold it and carry it, and I can actually get, I can fit this. I'm not good with size. I don't know what size this is. I'll talk about this one in a minute, but I can fit that in there. So at the moment I've got like 2 Q-snaps in there and a couple of projects. So like I sat last night, sorted out all my stuff for November, and I can keep everything in there. It sits down by my stitch and stuff. It's perfect. So I've done this, and I've got another finish that I finished years ago. When it was a round robin from absolute years ago. And again, a bit too big to do anything with. I don't really know what to do with it. So I'm going to do another project bag, because this will have to go in the wash at some point. Because, yeah, black in this house is not good when I've got a hairy dog. It's never a good look. So that's that. So yeah, like you say, it's not gonna win any prizes, but it does it for me. And again, next time, I mean, I've learned this flap, I would think I was going to be a bit over ambitious. I wouldn't probably bother with flap. I'll just make it a square one the next time, and I can always just, because I don't really need it to fasten over, I'll just do a simple. I'll just have to think the next one will be a rectangle, but hey ho. Right, so I'm just going to pause a second. I'll be back. Well, for you, I won't. Never mind. Right. I'm back. So I'm going to show you a couple of stuff I've been working on. This is my mini captive. And this was my focus, my 20,000 stitches in 2020. So I'm at, I think I've got about 5,000 to go. I think I'm at 15. Yeah, I've worked it out on Pattern Keeper. I need to get up to like 50,000, something like 50,500. And I'm at 45 and a half, 46, something like that. So, yeah, so when I started it, I had done this bit here and down, this square here. I've essentially filled this square in here, this bottom right hand corner, because I started this halfway along. I don't know why. Must just have taken a notion to doing it. And then, so for the last month or so, I've been working on this bit here. So I just noticed last night, this is the bird that's in it. I was like, what is that? And then I realized it's the outline of a bird. So, yeah, so I'm just going to work. My goal, obviously, I've got something like 5,000 stitches to get to the end of the year. So, November, I'll have to do 2,500 stitches. So I think I'll just work across there. The reason I had kind of started up there was there was kind of random stitches going up here. So I thought I'll try and catch them up, but I'm just going to work my way across and do that. But she's coming out. She's coming out good. Yeah, sorry, I'm just pausing in between while I'm putting stuff away because I'm doing this on my bed with one hand and it's a bit awkward. But before I forget, that's Mini Captive Marta Dalek Heaven and Earth Designs. So, yes, I'm going to work on her for November. And then this is my Ship's Manor Through the Windows Stitch Along from I think 2 years ago, because I think I started it last year. So last year I kind of worked on it every month. And then, so as you'll see, like, so we're getting down to the bottom now. So then I finished October. Obviously, I started November and December. That was what I managed last year. So I've not actually got that much to do. And again, not something I would normally do. Sorry, I'm not sure where I got to there because I had to stop. My daughter came home to have a chat with her. Yeah, so like I said, this wasn't, no, that's what I'm saying. This isn't my usual style, but something appealed to me about it. I don't know. To be fair, the fabric is gorgeous. The fabric's actually, it's really hard. The fabric's dark and it's showing up there. It's a really nice blue, turquoisey kind of, not turquoisey blue, but a really nice blue. So yeah, so I have done October. Oh, I really like the October one. It's cute when I say it like that. So I've just got November and December to do. Yay! So that's my plan for obviously November. Is Stitch November. Surprise. Yeah. So let me see. And this is why I do this in my car now. To save the endless interruptions. Yeah, so I'm gonna work for November. I'm gonna work on my captive, my windows that I've just shown you, my temperature tree. I've got September and October to do for my temperature tree, and a couple of other pieces. I'm trying to fit in all the odd ones that I haven't stitched on through the year. I worked out there was something like 10 of them left, and there's about 10 weeks, so I'm kind of trying it 1 week to fit in the odd ones. On the full coverage Fanatics, they're doing the Wheel of Fortune thing. Sorry, I really am losing words today. Wheel of Fortune event thing. And you can pick a word and pick stitching to stitch out that the amount of letters in the word, or you can just like pick that as a theme. So I've gone with doing the Northern Hemisphere words. So there's like winter, autumn, spring, pumpkin, snow and that. So I'm starting with winter because I'm stitching on my, I'm going to use that for my labyrinthine winter story keep, which I haven't stitched on this year. Sorted. So I'm going to do 50 stitches in that, but I'm doing it as 10 stitches, so 100 stitches for each letter, so 600 stitches. And if I get a chance, I'll do some other ones, but that's my main goal for that. Yeah, there's a reason why I do this in my car. It's never kept peace. Right, am I going to do my ironing now? Joy of joys. Watch the qualifying for the Grand Prix, do my ironing. That's it. And hope that the wind dies down and that we've still got a fence and a house and a roof. It's been really, really windy today. And that's it. Right. Chitty bye. Right. Sorry. As I mentioned in the first little clip of this is the last little clip. So this was something else I worked in October. I've had it sitting in my car, ready to film. But I never got around to it. So I thought I'd better bring it back in and actually do something. And please excuse the beautiful masking tape along the side. But this, unfortunately, the side of it was just starting to unravel so much. It was getting a little bit perilously close. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to tape it up. Oh, sorry. I just my breath. I just had to run down the stairs and get a delivery. I've got a box of stuff, goodies from the Body Shop. I shall be opening that in a minute. But oh, I thought I was quite fit. Okay. So, anyway, to explain, this is a Spanish sampler and it was by Periferia Designs, who I don't think even exist anymore. I've had a look to try and find the pattern again, but it wasn't. And it was one of my old, it was off a blog, Freebie Design off a blog from many years ago. I think it was like 2007, 2008. And it's sat in, in my stash for years, and it was one of those ones where I thought, no, I'm finally going to get around to starting it. So I think I started about a year or two ago, and I've kind of worked a little bit on it. But essentially in October, I was like, no, I'm going to get a bit more done. I'd done like this wee bit here and then work down here. So sorry, I'm just trying to kind of focus here. I don't have like a picture of the actual finished item, but Essential Spanish Sampler, it's lots of squares and rectangles. Now this should be a big square. I think I've just used this bit of fabric, and then I think I've obviously realised I didn't. I think it just was like, I'll just use up this scrap of fabric. So I think I'm going to have to amend it slightly. I don't think I can make it as wide as it should be. I'll worry about that. I can still make it a square. I think, make it as long enough, but I don't think it can be wide enough. So I want to keep it as a square rather than a rectangle. So that's it. Sorry, I think I finally got my breath. Now, so I've decided to do this in blues, and I have just been using random blues that had a moustache. The main one here, I don't even know what it is. It was just a kind of blue green. I had this one is like a Jodrey Designs. This Karen Water Lilies. It literally was just random blues, and I thought I'll give it a go, see what it's like. I'm still liking it. I'm just not convinced. I'm gonna do another square and then see if I want to continue with it. But that's it, because I got out. Yeah, I got out in the middle of October, because this is one of the ones I hadn't worked on this year, and I thought I better do some. And I was watching the Vuelta, and I thought, oh, can I get my Spanish sampler out? You know. So yeah, so it's going to go away back in the cupboard, back into the cupboard of shame, and hopefully it'll probably come out again at some point next year. It's not a focus. Well, in theory, the way I had been working it, I had, when I was doing my kind of rotation, I was working through my others, and so I'd finished Mirabilia Autumn, and this was the next one I had started. So in theory, I should be using this as my focus piece, but I ain't feeling it. It's quite nice, but I'll just, like I say, I think I'm going to do this bit and then see. Anyway, enough sugary camera for one afternoon. And cheery bye.